Sports and Arts and Culture Minister, Patriotic Alliance's leader, Gayton Mckenzie, threatened to resign and pull his party out of the government of national unity by today if his deputy president, Kunene, is not reinstated as the MMC for transport in Johannesburg. Mckenzie reportedly missed the extended cabinet lekgotla earlier today as members of the national executive meet in Pretoria for a strategy session on growing the economy. Political analyst Professor Ntsikelelo Breakfast joins us now for more. Prof, a very good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time. So there was a notable absence of Minister Mckenzie at that extended lekgotla this afternoon. What do you make of him not attending?
I don't think that he will go separate ways with other coalition partners. I think this is just a tactic for him to make sure that his party gets what he wants. Remember in the beginning, he said that the first thing that comes to his mind when it comes to politics is power, that he was into politics because of power. I thought later on there was a change of heart because he came across to be very much committed to the GNU. And when he was found wanting, after he was accused of making racist statements, he said that even if the president fires him, he wouldn't mind. But of late, we've seen sort of like a change of heart, saying that he's demanding this and that. So I think the straw that broke the camel's back was the fact that maybe the mayor of Johannesburg was sort of like refusing to give in to the demands of his party. And my understanding is that Kunene has been sworn in, but the question is whether they are going to settle for less because they want that a position of the mayoral committee of transport. But I think there might be other players that come into play here, especially at national level from the ANC to try and cool him off. I don't think that he's going to walk out of the GNU. I don't see that coming.
So you say he's playing politics. Do you think this tactic is a good strategy on his behalf?
Yes, but also you must understand that the ANC also understands, power dynamics. So I think they might strike a deal and have a win-win situation. But I don't think that the ANC, because the ANC, remember, they've been trying their level best to open up to other political parties to broaden the scope of the coalition partners with an aim of weakening the DA, because the DA has been coming across to be blocking some of the legislations or the proposals which are supported by the ANC. So the ANC, they've been trying to... So if the ANC, they decide to let go through the president, they decide to let go of Patriotic Alliance, it will weaken them. So I think that's why I'm arguing that they will try to untwist him, maybe by bringing other national leaders to try and cool him off. But I don't think that they will allow him to walk out of the GNU because that will weaken them.
Well, of course, tonight's meeting between the ANC and the PA will determine whether or not MMC Kunene would be then reinstated back into his position as the MMC for transport in the city of Johannesburg. Do you think there is a delicate balance in the multi-party alliances within the GNU?
You see, the problem is that the conflict broke out at local government level. We're talking about the demand that is made by a Patriotic Alliance at local government level. And this might have national consequences because now he's threatening to walk out of the GNU, which is a composition that exists at national government level. So the key question is, because I think the EFF has been given that position that they want, and the EFF is saying that they're not going to give the position back to them. So that is quite interesting. But again, that begs other questions about, why are they all interested in this position? What's in it for them? But I think they will find each other and find a win-win situation. I don't think that, they are going to walk out of the GNU.
I mean, what got us to this point is Kunene being found at the house of Katiso Molefe at the time of his arrest. Of course, he's been cleared by a preliminary report that was offered by a law firm, Dekker Hofmeyr. Do you think in terms of the confidence that PA supporters have with the party, having been found there, just in terms of a perception that many of their members would have, particularly to the deputy president of the PA, has any impact, especially now that we're looking into going to local government elections? The Madlanga Commission is currently going on, and the perceptions of those that seemingly are associated in one way or the other.
I don't want to play the card before the horse. Suffice to say, I think it's still early days. I think we can test that at the polls. But what is interesting now is that, in the bigger scheme of things, is that the PA and the DA are fishing from the same pot, I think the majority of their votes, it's quite clear. It's an open secret. They come from the colored communities. So it's going to be interesting how now this thing is going to play itself out in terms of the credibility of the PA. Have they managed to do damage control, given the fact that the findings have vindicated Kunene? So I'm not in a position at the moment to answer that. It's quite difficult. We will see that, in my view, at the polls. We can see which way the wind is blowing in the build up to the elections. But as of now, it's quite difficult to see which way the wind is blowing.
All right, Prof, we'll certainly see which way the wind is blowing tomorrow after the meeting has concluded between the ANC and the PA with regards to whether or not Kunene would be reinstated as the MMC for transport in the city of Johannesburg. Thank you so much for your time and for joining us this evening. That was Professor Ntsikelelo Breakfast, who's a political analyst, giving us his take on whether or not Gayton Mckenzie will pull out the PA from the GNU.